Good evening, participants. It's so great to see you guys, and welcome to our latest workshop, Sketch Together. I'm Janvi Jainwal, currently pursuing bachelor's in computer science and engineering at Navrachna University, also your host for the evening. Today we're working on a really interesting topic. We have Nimit Savant, backend web developer and developer, introducing you to the P5.js library and helping you build a collaborative sketch environment with Firebase. If anyone has a question, please comment it down below. We will address them as soon as we're done with the talk. And I'm passing the mic over to Nimit to reveal some context from the working gears of Scribble.
Good evening, guys. My name is Nimit Savant, and I'm from Navrachna University. And today we are gonna do a very interesting workshop, whose name is Sketch Together. It's a workshop which is brought to you by Hackla, and we do have a campus club at Navrachna University for the same. Mhm. And let's start the workshop. So, first of all, I'll tell you what we are gonna do. Maybe a final code for that. Share screen. Yeah, so we would be using repel.it for this thing. What repel.it is, so you have, I guess, VS Code installed, Atom installed maybe in your laptops. And so repel.it is an online editor where you can code together and collaborate with your teammates and work on the same project simultaneously. Uh, so yeah, well, for example, we have repos on GitHub, we have repels on repel.it, and we are gonna make a REPL for the same. And yeah, so basically this is an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript project. Okay, like it makes the workshop very simple for you guys. And yeah, let's start with it. So first of all, I would like to request you to go to repel.it and make an account. So you can make your own REPL there. Devansh will send the link. For repel.it in there. So you just have to go on this link and create an account. It takes not more than 2 or 3 minutes. You can directly log in with your GitHub account. So yeah, it bootstraps the process for you. So I'll be waiting for 2 minutes. Give me a heads up in the chat section if you already have an account on repel.it. So yeah. Okay, if you guys complete this workshop and you make the final product which we are gonna make in this workshop, and you send us the repel your repel link where you have hosted your project, maybe you'll get some swags from Hacklab. You just have to send your repel repo link to us. I'll show you where it is, and yeah. So yeah, moving forward. Hmm. I'll go to my repel.it. Okay, so I've already made the repel, the final repel, so that I can tell you how it works. So yeah, your repel won't look darker because I've actually themed it to be darker here. But yeah, you can change it. It will be having a light mode when you start it. So this is the final product which you're gonna make. let's run it and see what it does. So yeah, so basically, what we are doing today is we I can draw here anything, okay, and the same thing would be shown uh, with like this is the repel link that you have to send us at the end. So if I send this link to someone else, and yeah, if I send this link to someone else, and I'm also having this link, so yeah, he can also draw something there, and yeah, the same thing would be here. Yeah, so basically, we are using Firebase in the backend and p5.js library, which is a JavaScript library for drawing and stuff. And they both are very cool libraries, and you should use them. I'll also give a brief introduction for them. Uh, so yeah, we would be creating a new REPL now. I hope you guys have already made an account on REPL.it. So let's start with new REPL, and you have to select an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript project, and you can name it anything. But I would suggest to keep it uh, with the same naming convention so that you can know what this REPL does. So I'll keep it SketchUp together, and I'll keep it public so that you can also access this. And now we'll create this REPL. Okay. So now the REPL is created. It will, I suppose, it will come with three files, that is index.html, script.js, and style.css. Okay. So we'll start with the project now. So as we know, the basics are we'll always start with the HTML code, and we don't have to do anything as such in this HTML code. We just have to keep it as it is. And now we'll move forward to Firebase so that we can configure Firebase there. Yeah, now I guess Devansh will provide Firebase link in the chat section so that you can go to the dashboard of Firebase console and you can create a new app there. Yep, the link is there. Just click on this. If you don't have a Firebase account, don't worry. I'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes, and you can create a Firebase account. You can just link your Gmail to it. Yeah. So talking about Firebase, if you go, you guys know about APIs and backend development frameworks. So I'll talk about one. Maybe you guys know about Node. So what Node does is it creates an API for the backend, and you can use that API to use that stuff on your front end. So basically, Firebase already has the tools which you require, and you don't have to code them manually in Node.js. They already have made them, and you can use the same applications that are available in Firebase. And similarly, we are going to use those tools here in this project. Don't worry, it would be really cool. It's not that hectic. Uh, Hello, Vishal. Hi, Abel. Thanks, Harish. So yeah, let's move forward to Firebase. We'll create a new app here. So yeah, this is my dashboard. There are a lot of projects here, but if you are doing this for the first time, you won't see more projects here. And you can create a new project by clicking on this. In this project, we'll make an app. So let's keep cool project name. Hmm. So yeah, you can keep anything here because it's just a project. Yeah, let's continue. If you want to enable this, it's your choice, but yeah, it will help you to keep track of the users, and there are a lot of analytics tool that Google offers, which you can use for your support. Also, it's free, so yeah, can go with it. Let's continue. Okay, select an account. If you have already logged into Firebase, you can use the default account for Firebase. And if you want to link some other account, you can select on this. But I would suggest go for your default account. So the project creation takes maybe not more than 45 seconds. So let's wait. So what is happening here? I'll just tell you about it. So basically, Firebase is making a new project, and it's actually generating new endpoints so that you can connect them to your HTML, CSS project, JavaScript project, and yeah, I'll show you what those endpoints do in a while. Yep. So Honeyman is made. Let's move forward. Yep. So as you guys know, we are doing this all thing on web. So we'll be making a new web project for this. Okay. And these are all the tools that are available in Firebase. These are all the analytical tools that are available in Firebase. And yeah, this helps you to grow your app's reach. We have authentication, Firestore, real-time database, storage, hosting, or hosting functions and machine learning. So authentication helps the users that are using this product to authenticate themselves, and you know who are using this project. And we have Cloud Firestore. We have in this project we are going to use real-time database so that as soon as I do some changes in my drawing, the same changes are reflected in the link so that everyone can see the changes. Okay. And yeah, also you can host your websites on Firebase, and yeah, it hosts very quickly. That's why I would suggest using you that. And if you're using only a front end project, I would suggest Firebase, because it gives a lot of developer tools for front end, and it makes your website very fast. So yeah. Uh, so we'll start with a web project. Just a second, I'll tell you about the settings. Okay, so right now we don't have anything as such, but we have a web API key which we are gonna use in our project. So this is the key that we are gonna use. So let's start with it. Let's go back to the project. Yeah, we'll click on a web app because that's what we are making today, and we'll keep the name. You can keep anything, but I'll keep sketch together. Also, if you want to do it for hosting, you can use it afterwards too. So now, as soon as we register for this, you'll get an SDK which you have to copy in your HTML file so that Firebase is linked to your project. Yeah. And yeah, you just have to copy paste this thing in script.js, below script.js. Sorry. So yeah, it's done. So Firebase is linked to your project now, and yeah, you can just do next, next. So why this is used is if you want to host your Firebase project, if you want to host your project on Firebase, you can use Node.js for the same. But since we are not using Node.js, we don't want this whole things. Okay, so basically what you do is you log into your Firebase from your command line, create a new project, like initialize Firebase in it and deploy it. So it's pretty simple process, but we are not doing any of this sort. So yeah, I'll just continue and go to the console.
Yeah, I think he has network issues, so bear with us for 2 minutes. He'll be back soon. Thank you.
Hello guys. I'm really sorry. I guess my internet connection was I don't know, something went wrong. So yeah. Okay, I'll share the screen again. Yep. So yeah, we're back. Uh, okay, so let's get back to it. Again, someone will share this link. This is the workshop link, the official workshop, which is present on the Hack Clubs portal, and you can also follow this workshop and complete it. So, but we'll carry on with the project we were going on. Yeah, just a second. Oh, this one thing. The Firebase thing I'm hiding up. And last but not the least, the Rebel one. Okay, as you can see, we have added the SDK file into Repel, and this SDK file actually connects your Firebase project to your original project that you are hosting here. So we'll move on now. So first of all, we'll start with the authentication part, because a lot of users would be using the same app, and you want them to be at least there. At least you know who all are using this. So we'll start up with the setup sign in method. Okay, and we'll add a domain actually. That is the domain name is Repel. So the domain name is okay, Repel.co. So if you add this domain name, you can enable sign in method for the same. You just have to add it here. Okay, so yeah, the domain name is added. The next step is to start your database in this thing. So we'll go for a real-time database here. There are a lot of there are two databases actually, the storage one and the real-time database. We'll be using real-time database. We'll create a database here, and as we are testing right now, so we'll go for testing, because then we can edit its properties. So yeah, a real-time database has been created now on Firebase, and you will be connecting a real-time database to your project now. So yeah, as you can see, this is the database. Now we'll be changing rules for this. uh, Now we'll just make this read one true, and this one also true, so that users can read and write on this app. Okay, yeah, that's done. So yeah, and then we just have to publish these rules for the database. Okay. So the next step is to initialize the Firebase, is initialize it in our src file, our index.js file. So let's go back to our REPL, and we'll go to script.js as we have linked the script.js here. Go there, and we'll start with this actually. We'll start with a configuration. This configuration actually enables your Firebase API keys, auth domain key, database URL key, and storage bucket to your app, and you will find all of those links here. I'll show you where. You just have to go into project overview, and then you have to go into Sketch Together web app. Okay, and here if you scroll down, you can see that, yeah, as you can see here, you'll get everything you want. Okay, but here we just want API key or domain so that we can authenticate the user, database URL for the real-time database, and the storage bucket that has been created for our project. Okay, so we have all of them. We'll just replace these keys. So don't use the same key that I'm using. Okay, you can make your own key. It's pretty easy. And if you guys have any doubt, just put it in the comment section. Okay, now we'll use the auth domain key which we have created, and the database URL. And the last one is the storage bucket that we are going to use for this app. Yeah, that's it. It's edited. Now we'll start with Firebase Initialize so that we can initialize our Firebase app. Started my camera. So yeah, uh, we'll add this line. Now everything we do, we have to do it in a script.js file. So, yeah. As you can see, this is the Firebase.initialize app. What it does is it actually initializes this configuration that we have created here. And yeah, so I'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes so that you guys can catch a hold of this and do the same. So till then, I'll give you some information about this. What are we gonna do in the backend? So in this script.js file, we'll use p5.js, a very nice library. And if you are a JavaScript developer, you should all use it. So basically, you can do a lot of things with p5.js. Here we are just gonna use it as a pencil so that anyone can draw, like anyone can draw freehand, so that, yeah. And the next thing we are doing is we are actually sending these points. For example, I you can see my cursor, right? So yeah, for example, if your point is here, it will send your detail of that point to the Firebase, and the same detail would be reflected to some other person who has opened the same link. And yeah, so it's actually continuous sending of points and getting the points, so that yeah, so that it can get your points on the screen. So moving forward, I guess you guys have done this thing already, right? So we'll start with the next step. That is to get this to create a variable in JavaScript where we'll store all the points, and these points would be sent to the Firebase real-time database, and same would be fetched by your own app. Yeah. Uh, this is the command for the same. This is your variable points data, and in JavaScript we follow a convention that is camel case. So yeah, we have kept it the same. And this is firebase.database ref. So this will send your points to Firebase. Hmm. Next thing. Okay. Okay. Now we are using. Now this was all about Firebase and how to initialize Firebase into your app. Now what we are gonna do is we are gonna use pfi.js uh, library, and I guess now the link would be sent in the chat section. So there are a lot of pre-built projects that are available on pfi.js. You can go to the link that is being provided. Yep. /learn. You'll get a lot of projects, and you can get a hold of this library with this project itself. So yeah, I would suggest there is one project that is get started. You should start with that. It's a very cool project. And yeah. Okay, so let's start with pfi.js. So we are gonna use the two functions that are basically available by that are basically provided by pfi.js, and the first one is function setup. Okay, so basically what this does is it actually initializes pfi.js into your HTML page, and then you can create anything you want to in this thing. And yeah, this is one of them. And the second one is function draw. Okay, so this basically helps you to draw something on the screen, and this setup one actually helps you to set up the background of the screen in your project. Okay, so yeah, these two things we are gonna use from pfi. So first thing that we are gonna do is we are gonna create a canvas. So people who know a bit about HTML know about canvas. So what canvas is, it actually creates a drawing board for you where you can draw things actually. Okay, and we will be giving this a variable itself, that is canvas, so that you can use it afterwards to give this canvas some functionalities. And we will be setting the background of this canvas as a white background. Yeah. Now the next step would be to fill something. Okay, so this is done. Now what we will be doing is we will be adding a child to this. So those of you who know about JavaScript would be knowing what is adding a child into uh, a function, or yeah. So I'll just show you and you'll get it how it's done. I'll wait for you guys to complete this thing and get a hold of it. And if you guys have any doubts, you can ask it in the comment section. So yeah, let's move forward now. Uh, as I told you before, we will be adding child to this, and the command for that is this. data dot. So here we have created variable called points data, and we are creating an on-child function. This is actually called an anonymous function in JavaScript. So, and then in this function we are passing the points itself, and these points are being pushed. Yeah, these points are being pushed to the Firebase. Yeah, and we'll be creating one more variable, that is point, that will be keeping all the points, and this will be, I guess this will be an array. Yeah, it's an array. So yeah, this array will keep a list of all your points, and points data actually contains the x and y coordinates of your cursor. So the next thing which we are doing is we are using function draw to actually draw something on the screen. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, we already have function draw. Mm, yeah, we keep the background here to 55 again, and then we'll start with drawing an ellipse. Also, drawing this ellipse would be shown on the first page of that p5.js learn URL that I recently provided to you in the chat section. So this is the function which actually creates dots on your screen, and if you keep dragging on those dots, you can make a line out of it. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. And I'll tell you what this for loop does is you have a where, and it has point, and actually this is what it's pointing to. This is an array here, and this point is being noted here, so that, and then you get the x and y axis of this point. So yeah, that's what's happening here. So each time you do something on here, it gets the data here in x and y, and then the same data has been sent to Firebase. Okay, let's move forward. And yeah, we'll be moving forward and be using two more functionalities that are being offered by p5.js. So the first one is mouse pressed. So as soon as you press your mouse, it does something about it. Okay, so let's do that. Hmm. Okay, so you remember we created a variable called canvas, and yeah, that canvas we are now adding some functionalities to the same, and we are adding draw point. We haven't created draw point till now, but now we'll be creating that. And this is draw point. So yeah, draw point actually points, actually does work with your point itself. So as you can see, we are again using the points data for the same. It's actually sending and fetching the data so that the URL gets everything, and then yeah, let's move forward. We'll be adding, as now you can see, draw point is pointing to here, so that now it will be using this function again and again. Okay. Now there's one more functionality that p5.js offers, that is mouse move. So as soon as you move your mouse or something, it gives the coordinates again for your mouse, and if you press it, oh yeah. Actually, this functionality is termed as mouse drag, but they have named it mouse move. So, yeah. We'll be adding this functionality here. The name is mouse move, canvas.mouse move, and then we are adding one more anonymous function that will be doing something in it. Uh, okay. Now the next thing which we are doing is that's all till now, I guess. Yeah. I guess this is what we need to initialize everything. Let's just see. I will sorry. See. Let's run this again and see if it's different. Okay, there's an error at 8.1, that is Firebase is not defined. I don't know why it's happening. I guess the SDK is not loaded properly into this. So yeah, I'll be adding the SDK again. Yep, I guess it was the problem with SDK. Okay, let's move forward and we'll see the final output actually. So moving forward, we have two more functionalities that we have to add, uh, and let's add them. So as you can see, there are two more functionalities, that is save to computer and delete drawing. So we'll be adding. Oh, okay, I get it now. I was not working before. So we have to go back to the CDN of Firebase of p5.js. So the thing will be in the comment section for you guys. Again, I'll send it here. So you'll get it in your comment section. You just have to go there. And you have to add the CDN into your project. Okay, I would suggest to go for a minified. You just have to go to the cdn.js and you'll get the minified version of your file here. You just have to copy it and paste it in your script. Okay, that's it. We have pasted it here. Okay. So yeah, that's done. So there is no error as such now, which was coming before. Okay, so we'll start with the next part, that is to add the two things, that is save and delete function into this. Okay, so for that, so there are two functions that we are going to add into this, and these are actually Ajax functions which are already available. let's go back to the script.js and add these two functionalities, that is save drawing and clear drawing. And yeah, now we have to define those functions too. Okay, so this is the save drawing function. Okay, so what it does is so save canvas is one of the functions that is offered by p5.js. It actually saves your canvas. And the second one is clear the drawing. So what clear drawing does is it actually removes the data, the point data that you actually created in your drawing. So yeah, that's it. And now we have to refer these things in the HTML file too. So let's get back to the HTML file, and we'll create a new div for this. Okay, and in this div we'll provide two buttons. First one is save to computer and the second one is delete drawing, and it will have save drawing ID and clear drawing ID. The same IDs we have mentioned it in here. So this Ajax script will actually point towards it. So yeah, let's move forward. So this is done, and the code is also complete according to me. I'll just cross check it once. That was all we had to do in here. So yeah. Mm, just a second. So yeah, it's connected here, and let me see the code here. I guess the HTML code. I guess it's also complete. Okay, so the save to computer and delete drawing things are already available here now. So, yep. Okay, I just deleted all the extra functions that were available on that. Let's see. Yeah, it's working. So I've connected my old APIs to this thing. So yeah, now another time has came that you change it to your own APIs, which are listed here. Let's change them. Let's change them in your config file. Okay. So we'll go back to the Firebase account and go to your app. Settings, and then again to the config. So we'll be adding this again. Actually, I changed it while I was working. So yeah, we'll just change it quickly. The API is changed. The next thing would be the auth domain. So let's change the auth domain. Now let's change the database URL. So these are actually the endpoints which connects your app config file, your project to Firebase. and the last one is the storage bucket again. Yep, it's done. Let's run it again. Yep, it's working. And I've made something here. Let's see if I copy paste the same thing, the same URL somewhere else, and if it's showing there. So yeah, the same URL has been opened here. We have actually made the canvas of 400 by 400. So yeah, as you can see, the drawing is here again as it was here. So we'll make some changes here and we'll see if those changes have been reflected there or not. Let's see. Yep, it's already here. So this is one thing. Also, you can save this drawing if you want to. It will create a PNG file for you. And if you want to delete this drawing, you can do the same. It will delete. As you can see, it will delete here too. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it will delete. So yeah, this is one thing. So I'll be sharing the REPL to you guys so that you can go on this REPL, and if you guys haven't completed it, you can get the code here running. You just have to change your API keys and boom, that's running. So yeah, I'll share the link here. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So it will be in the comment section. Yeah, you have to just follow this REPL link and you can code it yourself. Then you just have to change your API keys that you can see here uh, in your project, in your config file. So yeah, that's it. Now the fun part comes here. You can send your REPLs that you have made during this workshop and send it to us. Maybe you can join our Discord server and send it there, or maybe you can send it in the comment section too. We'll address all of them. So if you have completed this workshop, you can just send your REPL link and your Gmail ID, which is linked to your Slack account. Yeah, that's it. And you'll get some cool stickers from Hackler. So yeah, that was the workshop. And if you have any doubts, please put in the comment section, no matter how ever silly they are, if you think they are silly. So I'll be addressing every one of them. You know, even while doing it firsthand, I was trying this with my mates, with my group, with people in my club, and they also faced a lot of trouble doing this. But then usually like they got a grip over it. So yeah, at first it is tough actually. If you get the gist of it, you'll get the whole project. So that's all, I guess. I'll pass on the mic to Janvi, and then stop screen sharing.
Yeah, Nimit. So that
Hi
was a
Janvi.
great workshop. Yeah, I've learned
Thank you.
so much, and like now I know what goes on behind collaborative web apps like Scribble and all. Okay,
Exactly.
so let's move on to the doubts and questions. Let's see if we have any doubts. Okay, so
Okay, let's see.
Abel asked, the last time he used P5, it was super CPU intensive. Any suggestions?
Uh, P5 is, yeah, actually if you are using it locally, it is sometimes CPU intensive if you're doing a lot of work on it. But I would suggest ki you should use the online web editor that they already have. I'll quickly put the link in the chat section. Just a second, I'll give it to you. Okay, just a second. Hmm. I dot share dot editor. Yep, I got it. So you can go to this link, and if you're doing something on P5 and you want to test it beforehand into your project, you can use this editor itself. It's available online, and you can do a lot of stuff there. So maybe it can solve your CPU intensive, like if your CPU is getting super warmed up after using this thing, you can use this. It's everything there. It's on cloud actually, so your CPU is not being used. Yeah, let's move forward to the next question. Currently.
Yeah, I don't see any more questions, so that's it. That was an amazing session.
Yeah, just a second.
And yeah, sure.
Uh, I guess there are some, yeah. There's one question similar to MongoDB by Vishal. So if we think about that, yes, it's similar to MongoDB. MongoDB uses Bison as its for storing its data, and yeah, JavaScript also uses JSON for the same. Yeah, Bison is actually JSON type, and yeah, it's similar to MongoDB. The data structure is similar, and it's fast. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it. So there are no more questions. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it for today. If you guys missed something or want to revisit some of the topics that Nimit discussed, the session is gonna be here. And if you wanna collaborate with us, join us on our Autumn Hacks Discord server. And yeah, see you next time.